Hey, what's good, y'all? It's your boy DJ Fanatic Beats, content contributor for LiveOffBeats.com. Welcome to the video and thank you for watching. If you like to follow me, you can follow me on Twitter at DJ Fanatic. That's PHANATIC, or Sounds for Producers on Instagram as well. So this beat breakdown, I'm basically gonna go over the elements that I chose and the type of things that I did in the beat, and just kind of break it down so you can apply, you know, the same techniques, but try it on your own and switch things up. This is basically to inspire you or help get you, from point A to point B, because I know sometimes, man, it's rough looking at a blank page and you don't know what you're really doing, especially if you haven't been producing a long time and you have trouble with melodies and all that kind of stuff. So this particular beat, speaking of melodies, started out with a loop, and that usually helps my creative mind if I'm going through like a beat block or whatever. And yeah, hopefully it helps you out. So the first thing I started with was this pad that I thought was kind of cool. With loops, I always do something different. Notice I pitched it up, and then I probably stretched it to this tempo, and then I use plugins sometimes depending on what I'm trying to do, like Shaperbox. This is Shaperbox 2, and I use 2 layers of things, so we'll get into that in a second. Let me turn off the effects, and this is what the sound sounded like by itself. Very busy and futuristic. This is with the sound effects, the plugins. So it's not as sharp and in your face as it was. Notice I did like a bypass EQ where I cut the highs aggressively and the lows aggressively to kind of give it that boxy sound. But speaking of box, I use Shaperbox 2, and I use a timing effect. So I use halftime and also a filtering effect that kind of moves, and I lowered the mix level to 51%. On the timing effect is 70%. So just kind of giving it its own flavor, and it's pitched up, so just kind of give it a vibe. So now that I have this long, busy pad, I was like, what is the contrast? Plucks. They're short and to the point. So I chose to add plucks on top of that and kind of create its own melody. I use Expand 2. The sound I chose was airy mallets. So it's a type of mallet. I'm gonna let it play here, the pattern 2. Same melody, but octaves. And notice it was the same melody. My bad. It was the same melody, but with double octaves. My bad. Don't you hate it when you get a dry spell? So basically it builds the energy, and it makes the beat sound like there's something happening, like something big is changing. So the next thing I added was the snare. I kind of wanted to get a foundation of what vibe I wanted to go on, so check it out. Pretty simple snare. That's what I did EQ wise. And then I threw in a hi-hat, pretty straightforward. Not really. And with the hi-hat, I actually chose Shaperbox 2 and did a repeat, a stutter, to kind of give it a new rhythm. This is without the effects. So pretty boring, right? So you can use different repeating plugins to kind of come up with a unique idea. And I shifted it off the grid a little bit. So right here, notice shift is up probably 25% to kind of make it be in its own groove and also a little off the beat. So the next sound, I'm happy with the snare. The snare I chose to do because sometimes we get lost in melodies and you want to kind of know where your clap would be or snare would be, and just to give it some more solidity. And then you can get crazy and add some, you know, more uniqueness to it and intricate on and off beat stuff. So the kick. Now that's a very unique, not unique, but meaty kick. A lot of bottom end to it, and I use sound guidizer to give it a little more punch. That pattern's very different. This is not a hip hop beat. I don't. It's just a chill vibe beat, really. Because if you notice, it's not like like they wouldn't really rap hard on this beat. It's not like trap or anything, so it's more in a chill vibe. So the next thing I added was like an open hi-hat, I believe. Yep. And that's going along with the vibe, you know. I cut the lows tremendously, added some reverb and also some Fruity Delay 3 with ping pong delay, and bring down the wet level. Basically that is to kind of just give it this feel to it, and it fills the beat in a little more. Just little things like that can make a big difference in your music. So the next thing, I think this is another open hi-hat, another snare. It's a layered snare. It's like a clap snare. So the next sound was a cymbal. And with that cymbal, I didn't do anything crazy. So you notice there's no plugins on that and no panning. So this beat was pretty simple. So the next thing was a piano. Let me hear what I did. It's probably a low piano. I use Arcade for that. So Arcade is like a sample bass plugin. So I thought it was kind of cool. And notice there's still no plugins on these last three. So I must have been rushing this because I rarely do that. Well, then it's the 808. And I use some distortion with Decapitator at level 4 drive. And I use the A style. It's pretty default, and then I side chain it to the kick. So let me play that with the 808 so you can hear what happened. That 808's crazy. I love it. So, and with the particular pattern that I chose with 808, it was just pretty much octave jumps, nothing too crazy, and I kind of felt out how it worked with the kick pattern. So let me start it from the beginning, and that way you can kind of feel, you know, the beat out. This is a very different beat. It's not hip hop, it's not R&B. I don't know, it's just one of those make whatever you want beats, and you know, hopefully it inspires you to make whatever you want. Like I mentioned either in this video or prior video, I'm not sure, I do so many videos. You know, have a balance, because you want to make stuff, you know, that's going to sell, you know, that's, you know, artists want right now. This is what I do. You can use it, you know, you can not use it, but it works for me. I know it works for a lot of other producers. I tend to make stuff that I want to make, like I'll alternate. I'll do one beat for me, just creatively. Then I do one beat for artists to sell, and then I do one beat for TV, film stuff. So I have a broad range of music, and I like making different genres. I know a lot of producers just stick to the same genre all the time. I'm a very musical guy, and I love making different stuff, and that's what fulfills me. But everybody does their own thing. I'm just saying, when you're making music and, you can make different stuff, this is a good way of going about it. So hopefully you can take that as a gem. I hope that helps. Honestly, I do. So let me start the beat from the beginning, and so you can vibe out. Hopefully you like it. It's a slow build up. Don't mind the pops. Don't you love it when 808s end like that when you hit stop? Hilarious. So there you have it. That's a beat breakdown of everything I put in this beat, all the plugins. I didn't do too much. It's pretty straightforward. I thought it was a cool vibe. Looks like I might have been rushing in this beat. I don't know. Or just had a beat I had to make. I don't know. This is not my best work, but you might enjoy it. Maybe let me not talk it down, because you might be, yo, that's crazy. I don't know. So anyway, again, hopefully you can take something from this video and apply it to your own production, apply it to your own inspiration, and hopefully make something. I'm sure you can make something better in this. I'm sure you can, because I hear some dope stuff by the community. So again, yo, it's your boy DJ Fanatic Beats, content contributor for LiveOffBeats.com. If you'd like to follow me, you can follow me on Twitter at DJ Fanatic. That's PHANATIC, or Sounds for Producers on IG as well. I'll catch you next time, and don't be afraid to make music for yourself sometimes, or for others, because I know a lot of y'all make stuff just for yourself. Don't be afraid to have a balance when you're making music. Peace and love.